It's part of a day of healing observed all across the country. It's a day known as Hokie Hope. The bell at Virginia's Cathedral of St. Thomas More tolls 32 times, once for each of the victims of the campus killing spree that stunned the nation. Tonight, KOIN News 6 reporter Jolie Bonaga live to show us how those victims are being remembered right here in the Northwest. Joel?
Jeff Kelly, good evening. An emotional time for local alumni who honored the folks there in Blacksburg, Virginia on this National Day of Mourning and Remembrance. This vigil tonight here in Vancouver, as you mentioned, one of many across the nation. Locally here in the Portland, Vancouver metro area, there are an estimated 600 Virginia Tech graduates, with many of them attending tonight's vigil, a time for them to come together, reflect, and honor the 32 lives lost just 4 days ago to an unspeakable tragedy.
I don't like to use the word closing when we're talking about gun deaths. It's you don't really get closure. You recognize what's going on and you accept the feelings that you're feeling. Everyone's feeling a lot of sadness and anger starting to come out, and questioning and those kinds of things. But I think as we come together and really just think about our feelings and our thoughts and know that they're okay to feel all those things, and that we can show our support to the community that's really reeling about this.
Heidi Human, the vigil's organizer. Heidi is a 1986 graduate of Columbine High School there in Littleton, Colorado. That school's tragedy happening exactly, incidentally, 8 years ago today. And following that vigil, as you saw, folks there signing a big, giant condolence card. We understand that card will be sent to Virginia sometime next week.
And a day of healing was also held locally in Vancouver. Virginia Tech alumni came together, honoring the students of their alma mater. And KOIN News 6 reporter Jolie Bonaga attended that vigil tonight. He joins us with more. Joel?
Jeff, Blacksburg, Virginia may seem a world away from Vancouver, Washington, yet as we found out tonight, there are many of those who hold the Virginia Tech family close to their hearts. It rings 32 times, each representing 32 lives lost.
Mutual sharing of the tragedy we're all feeling, and probably helps our psyche.
Bob Elvis is among the 600 or so Virginia Tech alums who have settled in the Portland, Vancouver area. Many of them tonight attending this vigil.
And it's an opportunity for people to reflect and really come together and take time.
Impossible, they say, trying to make sense out of the senseless. Tears flow now and will continue well into the future.
I think God was there with all of those people who were shot, right alongside of them, bleeding with them.
Blacksburg, Virginia may be thousands of miles away from the Pacific Northwest, but the Virginia Tech family holds a strong bond of unity and compassion. These written condolences will be sent to the campus next week, and thoughts are with the VT students.
But the students are not trying to blame anybody. They're saying this has happened, and now what are we going to do to move on with it?
Let's go Hokies!
Hokie spirit never dying, even in the wake of unspeakable tragedy. And the organizer of tonight's vigil, Heidi Human, you saw her there in the story just a few seconds ago. She's actually a 1986 graduate of Columbine High School there in Littleton, Colorado, which, by the way, today marks the 8th anniversary of that school's tragedy. We're live in Vancouver tonight. Joel Iwanaga, KOIN News 6. Jeff, Kelly?
Joel, it's very surprising that 600 people locally gathered, 600 people who graduated from Virginia Tech. I think a lot of people didn't know there were that many Virginia Tech graduates in our area.
A lot of these folks here settling in the Pacific Northwest, Jeff, we understand a lot of them are from that school's engineering and forestry schools. Fitting, Jeff.
Joel Iwanaga out in Vancouver. Thanks, Joel.